If he is found guilty of all charges, how long could he be convicted for? How long could he be sentenced to?
I'm afraid that he may never see the light of day. I mean, these are extraordinarily serious felonies that he's been charged with. So if he's found guilty on some or all of them, I think he'd be a very old man by the time he's out, if he gets out at all.
The judge overseeing Sean Combs' criminal case in New York has just ruled on whether or not the rapper's rights were violated when his materials were searched and photographed while in lockup.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs spent his first night behind bars inside a facility that is being called Hell on Earth. Donald Trump's former fixer, Michael Cohen, spent a harrowing year in federal custody. He says for someone used to a life of luxury like Diddy, prison life is a severe shock.
Diddy Combs is in a state of panic, dramatically altering the narrative surrounding his arrest. A video that has quickly gone viral captures the hip-hop mogul looking distressed, pacing back and forth and engaging in what appears to be a frantic conversation with prison staff.
I'm a little shocked by the idea that he stuck around to take his comeuppance. Like, maybe he has decided he wants to take some measure of accountability. I don't know. I know they put him in that jail in Brooklyn, and that jail is real.
When he got arrested, I got a bunch of texts from my friends like, he's still in the States? You get hit with the racketeering charge. That just seems when it starts to get real as
But did you see that report that he was prepared to post $50 million bond? Brother, I gotta tell you something. If your lawyer thinks that the bail for you is going to be $50 million, that is your lawyer telling you you're never getting out of jail. You're going to be in jail forever. What would you rather get? Life in prison or the 500 years? No, just call it life, dog.
Speculation runs rampant as fans and critics question whether Diddy is finally cracking under pressure or if he possesses knowledge that the public is unaware of. With ongoing investigations into his alleged criminal activities, this latest development raises even more questions about what is truly happening behind bars.
Jake, so the magistrate judge overseeing this hearing today has remanded Sean Diddy Combs into custody after he was charged with that trafficking case. He was let out of the courtroom by the U.S. Marshals, and he will be held in federal detention as this case moves forward. Now, this followed a lengthy hearing with both prosecutors and Diddy's attorneys arguing reasons why he should be kept behind bars and why he should be released. Diddy's lawyers saying that he has taken voluntary steps, including turning over his passport to his lawyers, saying he would report any of his movements to prosecutors. But the judge finding that that was just not enough. She said, "My concern is that this is a crime that happened behind closed doors, even when pretrial services is monitoring."
Reports indicate that Diddy is struggling to adjust to life in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, a facility known for its harsh conditions. Sources suggest that he experienced a significant meltdown during the Christmas holiday, grappling with the reality of spending the festive season incarcerated.
It looks like reality is starting to set in. Diddy's huge prison meltdown revealed as rapper remains in hellhole jail. They're saying that Sean Diddy Combs had a festive meltdown in a notorious hellhole prison because he couldn't believe he was still behind bars there, it was claimed. A panicked Diddy reportedly pleaded with guards to be taken to a prison hospital for observation, claiming he thought he was having a breakdown on Thursday. The guards at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center refused his request, according to a source close to the rapper who was locked up in September.
The stark contrast between his previous life of luxury and his current situation is becoming increasingly apparent. Diddy's panic inside the detention center has sent shockwaves across the internet. The footage reportedly shows him in distress, a stark contrast to his usual confident persona.
Now, I think because of everything that's going on, everything that's coming out, that again, the reality is setting in that I actually may not be getting up out of here. It's really starting to hit him. You know, with all the trying to make bells and all this stuff. And then maybe he caught wind of what's going on with Jay-Z and how Jay-Z is willing to throw him under the bus to get his name separated from him. So all of that is just coming at him real fast. Yeah.
Currently detained while awaiting trial, Diddy is under heightened surveillance as authorities continue their investigation into serious allegations against him. The magistrate judge overseeing his case has remanded him into custody, following a lengthy hearing where both prosecutors and Diddy's attorneys argued for his release.
So Diddy had a whole meltdown over the holiday in federal holding because he couldn't believe that he had to spend Christmas locked up even though he's facing all of these charges. According to reports from employees inside the Metropolitan Detention Center, Diddy had a meltdown over Christmas because he couldn't believe that after offering $50 million and hiring the best lawyers that money could buy, that he would still be stuck in there for Christmas. Only some rich yak-off like Diddy could think that he could actually buy his way out of a situation like this. In fact, he was crying and sobbing so bad that he asked to go to medical or be taken to the hospital, and they told him, nah, deal with it. This might sound a little harsh to anybody who's never been incarcerated, but trust me when I say they do not care about your mental well-being when you are incarcerated. Especially if you think you're special or that you've got something coming. Holy crap, they hate that in there. Get used to it, Diddy. You're gonna spend a whole lot more Christmases behind bars.
Despite his lawyers claiming he has taken voluntary steps, such as turning over his passport, the judge deemed these measures insufficient. Adjusting to life behind bars has proven challenging for Diddy, who is accustomed to a life of luxury. Reports indicate that he experienced a prison meltdown during Christmas, struggling with the reality of his situation.
Old Luigi, he may have something to talk about with old Sean P. Diddy Do It Combs, because apparently old Diddy is throwing tantrums about the attention that his fellow inmate, Luigi Mangione, has taken from inside the New York City lockup. And it has put Luigi Mangione on the disgraced rapper's bad or naughty list. Can you believe it? So when Sean P. Diddy Combs was arrested on sex trafficking charges back in September, he was the most famous prisoner at the Metropolitan Detention Center there in Brooklyn. Obviously, there's been lots of people that have been at that facility, but at the time, he was the big dog on campus, apparently. But after Mangione was arrested and for allegedly gunning down the United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in December, he was booked into the same facility as old P. Diddy Do It Combs.
Sources close to the rapper reveal that he pleaded with guards to be taken to a prison hospital for observation, claiming he thought he was having a breakdown. However, his request was denied, with prison authorities maintaining that his condition did not warrant external medical attention.
Diddy Combs has been denied bail in connection with sexual abuse and trafficking charges he faces. And as Les Trent reports, the music mogul who once traveled by private jet to all those mansions is now in a jail that is notorious for its bad living conditions.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs spent his first night behind bars inside a facility that is being called hell on earth. The Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn is notorious for its appalling living conditions and rampant violence. How bad is it inside this federal lockup? There have been 2 murders, 4 suicides, and numerous stabbings and lockdowns in recent years. It's so out of control inside that 4 federal judges are reportedly refusing to send any more prisoners here. Donald Trump's former fixer, Michael Cohen, spent a harrowing year in federal custody. He says for someone used to a life of luxury like Diddy, prison life is a severe shock.
You have a desk, you have a plastic chair, you have your bed with a 1.5-inch mattress, no pillow, and you also have a locker. So you basically have 3 feet by 5 feet to move around. So you have a basic 15 square feet. It is a horrible.
This refusal has drawn criticism from his legal team, who argue that it highlights the harsh conditions and lack of adequate care in detention. As the reality of his situation sets in, Diddy's mental state appears to be deteriorating.
His lawyers had offered that made her feel comfortable that he would return to this courthouse for subsequent court hearings and for a trial. She said that it was both his substance abuse and the fact that some of this physical abuse that's been alleged occurred when he was using drugs and alcohol, that was a reason why she couldn't trust that he would not commit any additional crimes while he was left on bail. So Sean Diddy Combs is not going to be walking out this door. He is in federal custody where he will be unless his lawyers are able to convince a different judge.
The weight of the allegations against him, combined with the pressure of his celebrity status, is taking a toll. Reports suggest that he has been frustrated by the attention fellow inmate Luigi Manon has received.
Well, Sean Combs still behind bars as we speak after a judge denied his request for bail a second time. And the place where he's locked up now getting a lot of attention. The Metropolitan Detention Center, the only federal jail in New York City, is known for violence, poor conditions, and a string of celebrity detainees. And Diddy's attorneys want him out.
Feeling overshadowed and unhappy about Manon's newfound notoriety. Diddy, once the most famous prisoner at the Metropolitan Detention Center, now finds himself grappling with the harsh realities of incarceration.
Sean Diddy Combs back in court to request bail, complains of horrific New York City jail conditions. My opinion! This dude, is he for real requesting bail? This is the same dude who conveniently skipped town when the authorities were raiding his houses, talking about, oh, I didn't know y'all were looking for me, fellas. Well, now you know, so could you come back in town? Because we got some questions for you. But I tell you what, after my vacation, I'll be right in to answer all your questions. Like, does he think the judge is stupid? If he gets bail, that guy is gone forever, off to some country with no extradition treaty, living a lube-room-having lifestyle, because he's got the money, and apparently a lot of lube for some reason. No, buddy. You stay right there. You're right where you belong. But it's so uncomfortable. Like there's no oceanfront view, no state-of-the-art gym. They got me sleeping on a twin mattress. It's not even a memory foam mattress. It's so uncomfortable. Yo, it's jail. It's not supposed to be comfortable. Like, why do these rich people think, oh, I'm gonna be living a life in jail? No, my friend. Suck it up. Actually, you know what? Don't suck up anything in jail. Don't do that. And that's your thing. Like, don't let me impose my thinking on you. You live your lifestyle. You live your truth. Now, what if after years of being in jail, Diddy comes out of prison, he's more open. And like, maybe his friends are like, how was it, Diddy? And he's like, oh, it was great. Really? Oh yeah, bro. I got my pushed in, bro. Let me see who catches that movie reference.
The Metropolitan Detention Center, known for its appalling living conditions and rampant violence, has a notorious reputation. Diddy's first night behind bars was marked by the grim reality of his surroundings, which have been described as hell on earth.
You say his fame makes him a target.
Yes, in my humble estimation, his life, his safety is in jeopardy in any correctional lockup right now. If it is true, as reported, that he is housed in the special housing unit, it's important to note that the special housing unit is a lockdown, 24-hour lockdown unit. The MDC Brooklyn is a high-rise. The vast majority of the floors are general population floors.
Inmates have reported frequent stabbings, lack of medical care, and unsanitary conditions, contributing to a sense of constant tension. Diddy, who once traveled by private jet and lived in multi-million-dollar mansions.
But the special housing unit is a 24-hour lockdown facility, so this is for Mr. Combs' protection. His incredible worldwide celebrity combined with the allegations, the charges now, and indictment, of course, of acts of violence against women make him a very attractive target. Obviously, they need to safeguard him.
Is now confined to a small cell with basic meals and limited recreation. As his legal case unfolds, Diddy's focus will shift to mounting a defense against charges that carry severe penalties, including life imprisonment.
We were told that he used to eat delicious things like duck and chicken, but now it's downgraded to some potatoes. Not a very appetizing meal that he had last night. And by the way, if you've heard of MDC Brooklyn, this detention center, it's probably because R. Kelly has stayed there, Fetty Wap has stayed there, Michael Cohen, Allison Mack, and Ghislaine Maxwell. A lot of famous people have gone here before. Really, really rough, we're told.
The allegations of trafficking and misconduct threaten to irreparably damage his public image and career. Reports suggest that Diddy orchestrated illicit activities, including hiring men for questionable encounters and using drugs to manipulate individuals into participating.
Saying that Diddy hired these men, orchestrated all of these freak-offs, purchased multiple hotel rooms for these freak-offs to take place, had his staff stock the rooms with different items, drugs, lube, extra sheets, things of that nature for the freak off. Didn't allow individuals to not participate in the freak off. And one of the ways that he did that was by using drugs in order to get them to a state of mind so that they would participate, or he would use the tapes as extortion to force them into these freak offs.
Even if acquitted, the psychological impact of incarceration will likely have lasting effects on Diddy. Once living a life of luxury, he now faces the stark reality of a solitary cell, devoid of the comforts he once enjoyed.
And he did all of this for his own perverted, twisted benefit. I don't know if he was participating in these. I don't know if he was getting off to these videos that he was making. Who knows? This is crazy. I don't know how else to put it. It's crazy. It's terrible. The amount of people whose lives have been forever affected by this. I just want to know some more information, and I want to know who else is involved in this, because I have a feeling that this is going to be massive for the next 2, 3, 4 years and beyond.
The fallout from these allegations is expected to be significant, with many questioning the extent of Diddy's involvement and the potential for further revelations. Freddie P., a former member of Diddy's Making the Band group.
When you see Puff, it's kind of a surprise, but like I told my brother, man, you know, he was telling me he don't think Puff gonna get locked up. I say, bitch, they got Chapo. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling you earlier, they got Chapo. They could put Chapo under the ground, they could hide Puff. But it's just long overdue. Like for a while, it made me kind of question, like, damn, you know? It's to the point where it felt like they forced the feds to do their job. He forced the feds to do their job, because if they didn't do it, everybody looking at them like, what, do you motherfuckers exist? You know what I'm saying? Like, he done got away with too much, but you gotta understand this, right?
Recently spoke out about Diddy's manipulative behavior, alleging that he exploited the financial vulnerabilities of artists. He suggested that Diddy maintained a culture of silence by providing financial benefits to those around him, discouraging them from speaking out. Freddie expressed concern for the victims involved, emphasizing the sensitivity of the situation and the lasting impact on their lives.
A lot of stuff Puffy going through, and I don't wish bad on him. Like, before this transpired, I had a lot of hatred toward him, but it was about financial reasons. When it comes to this subject, it's very sensitive to me because there's a lot of victims in here. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's still somebody's father. You know what I'm saying? So, but we make our own bed, man. And for a long time, a lot of people, I want him to understand that a lot of people was hurt because you couldn't live your truth. Everything he going through right now is because he couldn't let go. He couldn't let go having a position of power over street and also being who he is.
As the narrative continues to unfold, the public is left to ponder the implications of Diddy's situation. The leaked footage of him panicking in prison raises questions about his mental state and the potential consequences of his actions. The entertainment industry watches closely, aware that this scandal could have far-reaching effects on Diddy's legacy and the broader culture of power dynamics within Hollywood. The script concludes with a call to action for viewers to engage in the conversation surrounding these allegations. As the situation develops, the audience is encouraged to share their thoughts and perspectives on Diddy's case and the implications of the leaked footage. The unfolding drama serves as a reminder of the complexities of fame, power, and the consequences of actions taken in the shadows.